Hello and welcome to Andy's Shed Live. This is Series 10, Episode 3 for Sunday the 19th of December 2021. Hello there everybody, how are you doing? I hope you've had a great week and I hope you enjoyed the clock as well tonight. The clock was a little bit different tonight, wasn't it? Just setting myself up on here to read the chat and things, because I see there's already one or two of you there in the chat room tonight. So let's have a little look what everybody is up to. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us here at the show, you can do. If you're not watching us live, if you're kind of watching us after the event, the best way to do it is contact us through the website, which you'll find here, andyshed.colepress.net. That is the website for us. And also remember, we've got a forum as well these days. It's gpotelephones.proboards.com, where you can go and post stuff and chat even when we're not on air. So you can go there too. gpotelephones.proboards.com. Right, phone is booting itself up. Oh yeah, it's near Christmas. That's why we had the Christmassy clock. I think we may have got an ident that's better than the BBC's this year, actually, for Christmas. It was rather good. It was that. Right, what are people saying? Penfold's here. Says hi everyone. Still working offshore. So you might have to watch later. So hello Penfold, wherever you're watching, like midnight or whatever it may be. Gambo's here. He says he's back. Like a bad smell. Oh, I don't think it's that bad, Gambo. At least not from here. Wesley's with us as well. Christopher's with us. Jimmy's with us, getting into the festive season, sending festive emoticons. I've got no idea how you do that. So yeah, sort of the normal suspects are with us. Right. If you on the chat, by the way, and it's come on what they call top chat on YouTube, switch it to live chat, and you'll see more stuff. I don't know why that is, but you will. So yeah, switch it to live chat if it's come out on top chat. Right, we've had a few things have arrived this week. Yeah, quite a few things have arrived this week actually. Where do we start? Probably start somewhere here. Let me move that out of the way, because that's always in this shot. That little package arrived. Well, a couple of little packages arrived. Phone-related bits and pieces have come, including. Do you know what that is? It's a handle. It's a handle to go on a 706, basically. A plastic handle. As were retrofitted to some, but not all, but some 706s. So I've got a few of those that arrived, which I think are original ones. And if we haven't got enough of these already, a load more dial plates for 706s, 746s, 711s, 741s. You name it, it's for them. So loads of dial plates arrived as well this week. So all sorts has come. And also today, just before we came on air, a box has arrived and I don't know what's in it. So shall we open it live? If I'm going to open it live, I've got to go and fetch it. Whereas it says those handles are carrying bars. You're correct, Wesley. Is that what they actually call them? Carrying bars? Did they call them carrying bars rather than handles? Is that the correct terminology, the correct GPO speak for them? Right, I'll go and fetch this box. Just bear with me a second. I've got to go and get it. Right, I've got my box. Shall we see what's in it? What's in the box? As they say. Right. Right, let's have a little look. What's in the box, shall I then? Right. So, transition to that. Now, I found this outside. I just happened to go outside a little bit earlier, and the box on the doorstep, so whoever delivered it must not have had a very loud knock, is all I can say. And the box is wet. So I honestly don't know what's in this. I can't remember what I've ordered or anything, or what I've won on eBay or anything at the minute, so I don't really know what's what, to be honest with you. It might not even be phone related, it might be something random. It is phone related though. It is. A bit of telephone. I know what it is now. Whoa. Whoa, I found some little screws as well. Where have they fell out of? They don't look like... Which camera am I on? They don't look like telephone screws to me. I don't know if they are or not. They don't look like telephone screws. We'll work that one out later. Oh, there's a load more screws. Some of these do look like telephone screws in this one. A load more screws. And a red case with a big crack in it, just there. Just there. But maybe we can salvage that. And then this, which I think is actually an ivory one, but quite suntanned. But it's a Mark 1, as you can see from that there. So, quite a few interesting odds and ends. Another little screw in the box. Right. So, I will throw the box down behind me, as I so often do. And I will sit back down on this chair, and we will see then what we've got. Here. So here, basically, is what we've got. Now, I bought these because I thought to myself when I bought these, that they were only the chassis, and I thought, well, I've got all these cases that I got the other week. Thought so, I'll be able to put cases on these chassis. But what I didn't realise is the chassis come with bodies. So they have arrived with bodies on. So let's move a few other things out of the way for now. and we will see what we've got. So what's this here? This is all taped up at the moment. Right, while I'm doing this, I'll scan back through the chat, see what everybody is up to. Dominic says, I think my grey 706F has a carrying bar. Some did, some didn't. I think they were an afterthought. I'm not 100% sure how they came about, the carrying bars, but Ericsson had metal ones that they put on some of their clones, but there were never any metal ones on GPO phones as far as I know too. They were always plastic on GPO phones. Christopher says, did my Christmas card come yet? No, it's not here yet, Christopher. It's not here. What I have had, what arrived though, is a photograph, which I will show you a little bit later. A photograph has arrived. How do we... I'm going to get this tape off here. That's it. That's all untaped. And then this, which is, what is it this? It's a 741, this, not a 711. But something oddball going on here because it's got this. Would a 741 have had an alphanumeric bezel, or is it just the wrong case on the chassis? I don't know. I'll have to we'll shove that up there a minute. This one in here. Right, there's that one. So we'll take the case off that one first of all and have a look inside it, and it's a little on the strange side inside. Right, for a start, we've got something missing on this that I can immediately see is missing. I hold it that way up. Immediately, I see the hook switch mechanism is missing. The plungers and the thing that the plungers operate in here is missing. All that hook switch mechanism is missing off that. So that's missing. That's going to stop us putting that back together, basically, because that's missing. I mean, the dial is missing as well. There's the remnants of the loom up to the dial. And that's been cut and removed. So that will need work. Look how rusty that clapper's gone in there as well. That's gone phenomenally rusty, that clapper. So Not really sure what's happened there. Right. Here then we have a Mark 1 746 Mark 1, nice Mark 1 case, even though it's a bit distressed in terms of its colour. Should be that colour, of course. So let's have a look on the chassis, see if we can find any dating information. See if it's around the right date. It's got 500 ohm bell coils, so that's a good sign. What does it say underneath? 73.1 looks like it's been back to the factory. Oh, you can't see it, I'm muffling shot. Back to the factory in 73.1 according to that. But nothing else written under there. Doesn't even look as if that's stuck over the original number. So that's a bit of a downer. No bells in it. Anything else with a date on? Have the cap's got a date on? No, don't seem to have. Oh, that says 68 on there, so that could be a date code on the side of that capacitor. On the side of that there, if I can get this to focus, there you go. Can you see that says SBM 68? So do we think that's a date code? And if it is, if that's a date code for the capacitors in this phone, then it's pretty good. The circuit board is GEN/1, it says on it. So it might be, going by that capacitor, it might be that all of that is about the right age for the phone. So that could be right, that. Right, let's have a look at this one. This is a Mark 2 case, so theoretically this one is later. Let's have a look what we've got here then. Does it tell us anything underneath? 73.1. Yeah, oh, the bell set is jumping out. But yeah, 73.1 under there. So it's 1973, that one. At some point the bell set has been put in with the wrong type screws on this. Don't know if you can see, but there's a in there there's what looks like a self-tapping screw that's been rammed in, so that'll need some work on it. But yeah, 3 chassis there to work on, and 3 cases to work on as well. Interestingly, this one, which I think is the later one, has got a hole there as if it's had a button, but nothing for a button on the top there. Meanwhile, this case which has got a blank, so it's not had a button. The actual phone has got workings of a button inside it. So I'm not terribly sure if things are all original as they should be, but yeah, at least we've got them all on case, so that's good. That's good, because those Mark 1 cases are unobtainable. Made out of unobtainium they are these days, and of course a wall phone. I particularly like the wall phones because they're that little bit unusual, and you can stick them on the wall. Not sure what this is going on, this metal bit round here. I've never seen that before on one of these, so I'm not sure what's going on there with that. If anybody knows what that is all about, let me know. So I've never seen that before. Wesley says, I hope it's appropriate to be unboxing live. Yes, Wesley, it wasn't anything dodgy, was it? There is a 30-second delay on the stream anyway, or thereabouts. Well, he says, I'll congratulate you, Christopher, if your Christmas cards arrive with Andy. He says, I've not managed to post one to next door. He says, never mind the other side of the world. Yeah, the post is very, very delayed this year. Things do not seem to be getting through at all as they should be. Well, it says, I've got a nice 706 with a chrome one. I assume it means handle there. Which I thought were for non-GPO, but this one is a GPO one. I think the chrome handles are for non-GPO ones, Wesley. If you've got one on a GPO one, two things have happened, or two things have possibly happened. One, somebody's retrofitted it in the day since it came out of service. Somebody's tinkered with it and retrofitted it, and let's face it, a lot of stuff that you buy these days has been messed with by somebody else. The other possibility is it's not a GPO phone. Even though it may be marked GPO, it's not necessarily delivered to the GPO, because if it was made by somebody like Ericsson, let's say, and they'd got a big contract for a load of private phones to put in an office or something somewhere, they'd just take phones off the GPO production line. If they wanted an N1900 and they hadn't got one, whip one off the 706 production line, and then just sort of finish it to whatever standard you want to finish it to. So maybe you fit a carrying handle, maybe you change the dial, things like that. But I have come across private phones before that have got GPO markings on that have never been GPO phones. So that has happened. I've come across that before as a thing. Dominic says, "Oh, a red phone." Yes, a red one, Dominic. Seem rare, red ones. I don't think red ones are terribly rare. Or weren't terribly rare when they were new. I think it's just now that people have gobbled up all the red ones. I know we certainly had a red one here years and years and years ago. Dominic says, always good to get a genuine alphanumeric. I'm not sure if it is or not though, Dominic. This is weird, because this is a 741, right? So this is what replaced the 711 wall phone, okay? 741, made in 1979 according to the back of that there. I don't know if you can, oh hang on, you're on the wrong camera again. 1979, if you can read that on the back of there. Can I get it in the right light so you can read it? Yeah, 1979, GNA 1979. Yeah, so there is no way in 1979 it would have an alphanumeric bezel. So somebody somewhere has messed with things here to put an alphanumeric bezel on a phone from 1979. So I'm not sure what's going on here. But what I wish I understood was the codes and things that you get on the inside. You see, that's fell out as well. That's not got the metal clips holding it in. There should be two metal clips holding that in, and they're not present. So yeah, it's been messed with. But yeah, but all these codes that are printed into the cases, I never quite know what they mean. If anybody has any information on the codes printed in the cases, I'd be interested to hear from you. Because this one's got, what's it say? It's really difficult to see it in these lights. Looks like 1/DCO/659. And then 7268/1. And then there's another code with a, I think is a 12 in a circle. And it's absolutely filthy on the inside, this. Years and years of black dirt, which you get in phones quite a lot actually. So I don't think this case belongs with this chassis, at least not originally. The two don't seem to marry up as far as I can see. But that's quite a nice grey bezel, you know. It's not kind of damaged or anything, that one. It's quite a nice one, that. Right, so that's that. As usual, we know even less than we did when we started. So if anybody knows anything about this, get in touch with us. andyshed.coldpress.net and click on the contact us thing. Right, well, it says it looks like it should be a 711. Is it a case swap perhaps? It's looking that way, Wesley. Dominic says on the Ivory 746, it says 68 would fit for it being refurbished fairly early in 1973. Yes, it would, wouldn't it, Dominic? That would fit quite nicely. Wesley says that thing inside the 711 looks like the worm drive from a Jubilee clip. Let's get it back a minute. It does a bit. I've got no idea what it is, that. If anybody knows what that is on the back of there, give us a shout, let us know. It has got a number on the bottom of it as well, 612 on a sticker. I'm wondering if that's an auction sticker. I wonder if this has been through an auction. It's an interesting bit, sir, that one. Right, I'll put it down here in a minute. Won't we? while we crack on. I see the spammers are in again. Hello, Anne Barrett. Do you like spam, 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 spam? Christopher says, I sent the card 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but it has got a long way to go, Christopher. I sent some 2 weeks ago to the UK that haven't arrived yet. And then not going across the sea. Wesley says, an old screw retains the case. I'd wager that clip has been fitted to accept a self-tapping screw. It may have, Wesley, because in amongst all of that, some screws fell out of the box. Now, things that fell out of the box include a nut, a fancy little screw with a spring on it, which is a screw, I believe, from the back of a 746, and I'm wondering if that's the nut that goes with it. Which I believe it is. So that's that. Then we've got that. That's another one of those screws. That one's minus the nut though. And they're very fancy screws, they are. If I can show you that up close. You see the head is an interesting shape. With a sort of chamfered edge to it, and then on the screw the thread is, I don't know if you can see this, but the thread is wider than the shank of the screw. Now most screws aren't like that because the thread is cut into the shank, you know, cut into the screw normally, but on this the thread is like on the top, so they must cut the thread and then machine the rest of the screw down, I would guess. So that's what makes these screws quite unusual. So, just one of many things that have arrived recently. So, we've got a couple of those, and then we've got these, which I said didn't look like telephone screws, but now thinking about it, I think they're out of the circuit board. So let's have a little look at the circuit board. We'll have this back again, shall we? Aha! And there you see on that circuit board, there's some screws missing. And if I take one out that's in there, does it look similar to those? It does, it looks very similar. So I think it's a circuit board, I think the circuit board screws. So we'll stick them in here, And this is interesting because one screw is rusty. Now, of course, these could have come out the other two phones, but I have a feeling they've come out of this one that I've got here. This one. Because one screw hole on here is rusty, that one there. And one of the screws that I've got to put in is rusty, that one there. So that's rusty screw in rusty hole there. So that one goes in there, put one in there as well. And final one I've got to go in, I will put in there. Like that. So full complement of terminal screws now in that one. Is there a full complement in the others, I ask myself. Yep, full complement in there. What about the red one? Full complement in there as well, so that's where the screws came from. Definitely. And I think I found out why this red case has got a crack in it here. So if you look on the inside, it's had a thwap from the inside to try and knock out that knockout there, which they've not managed to do by the looks of it for the light. So it looks like it's been hit from the inside there. So somebody's tried to knock out the knockout and not managed it. But as that's a red case, and red cases are quite rare, we may well have a go at doing that up. Red one. Right. I'll put it back on the floor again. So that's what was in the box that arrived today. But all sorts of things have been arriving lately. And as the title of this episode says, mother-in-law receiver. What's a mother-in-law receiver, I hear you ask? Well, it's one of these. It's an extra receiver, and when I say a receiver, I mean an earpiece, that fits on the back of a 700 series phone. You can fit them to 706s, you can fit them to wall phones, you can fit them to 746s. They have a little bracket that holds them on, and I've not got the bracket. Depending on what you're fitting them to, the bracket is different on each thing you fit them to. I've not got the bracket for this, but it's got a green and a red cable, you see, which just go, I believe, in tandem with the green and red inside the phone on terminals 1 and 2. Now the thing is, these are more complicated than you might think. You might think, oh, it's just a thing with a speaker in it, but it's more complicated than you think, because it's also got a hook switch integral to it, which I never realised before. But there is a hook switch in it, and the hook switch works with this little metal thing that you hang it on the phone with. Because what happens is, if I use my screwdriver to simulate the bit of metal that I've not got that you'd hook it onto, you hook it on like that, and when you let go of it, can you see? This pulls out a bit with the weight of it hanging on it. So that forms a hook switch. So the phone there is on hook, or at least this is on hook, and then you take it off and it's off hook, because that, if I can get it in an angle where you can see it, moves in and out. Can you see that? So let it go, off hook, and it goes in, and it's cost us a little spring working on it. So all this is an ordinary ear cap. Yes, but it's what's inside when you take the ear cap off. So you've got your standard 4T little speaker. Then you take that out, and in there, you see, it's quite a complicated mechanism with little springs. So when you do that, when you pull that out as if it's on hook, it parts these contacts here. When you drop it back down hook again, they go back together. You see that? And that works on these special contacts that have been put on the back of here. These special kind of elongated nuts, if you want, that's been put on the back of there. And it works to touch on. So you have to put that back in the right place. To touch on those, and then put the cap back on, and there is your mother-in-law receiver, or watch receiver as they more correctly call them. They call them a mother-in-law receiver because the thought is that a chap might be on the phone to his girlfriend, and the girlfriend's mum has got this, listening to make sure he's not suggesting any monkey business or anything. So the mother-in-law's listening to you with this. That's why they call them mother-in-law receivers. Very, very common on French phones. If you ever see a French phone, it's probably going to have one. Not common on British ones. This one, of course, is in elephant grey. I believe they did them in ivory as well, and I also think they possibly did them in black. Previous to this, which is one for a 700 series phone, there was a version for Bakelite phones, when the Bakelite version, as far as I know, didn't have the hook switch built in. It was just a receiver. But interesting thing. I've seen them sell on eBay previously. They've always gone out of my price range and stuff. This one, I don't think anybody else saw it. So I just thought I'd get that as a bit of a curiosity. Wesley says those screws, they're called a wasted shank screw. Those screws with the thin shank. Right, brilliant, Wesley. Wesley has come to the aid again about these. It's a wasted shank screw, apparently. It says it's an odd screw that retains the case. It says I'd wait till that clip's been put on there to accept a self-tapper. I think you're probably right, Wesley. It's a kind of repair, a bodge of some description, I would say. Yeah. So there we have it. The mother-in-law receiver. Quite like that. It's an interesting object. I'm starting to run out of interesting GPO objects now. I think we've got more or less all of them. One that we've not got yet, or I've not come across yet, that I would quite like to get hold of, is a loudspeaking telephone, which was a big thing in a box, and also something that I've been on a quest to find for ages and ages and ages, and I've got people in America looking for these as well, is the loudspeaking telephone system that Bell used to have, which you may remember from the television show Charlie's Angels. Remember the little speaker on the desk that Charlie communicated with the angels through? Well, I've been looking for one of them for years and years and years, and it's not just the speaker, it's a system. There's like a control box thing that plugs into that you never actually see in the show. But I've been looking for it, even just a speaker, for years and years and years. Never managed to find one. And I've got people in America looking as well, and they've not come to one yet either. Wesley says, what is everyone doing over the festive season? I'm glad you asked that question, Wesley. Because as you will probably have realised by now, it's Christmas over next weekend. Next Sunday is Boxing Day. So we won't be here for the normal live show next Sunday, but we are going to be here, as we were last year, on Christmas Eve for an Escape the Shed live. So hopefully there'll be an Escape the Shed live on Christmas Eve. I think it's going to be early afternoon time on Christmas Eve. I think it's early afternoon on Christmas Eve, about 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that on Christmas Eve. But yeah, we will be on Christmas Eve. Then we'll not be on Boxing Day, but the following week, i.e. the week between Christmas and New Year, there's going to be things happening during that week. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe and click that bell icon thingy, because there's going to be stuff happening the week between Christmas and New Year. What's everybody else doing then? Dominic says, hopefully something I've sent has made its way over to you. It has, Dominic. The question is, where have I put it? Bear with me one moment. I'm back. Yes, Dominic, it has. I received this in the mail. And inside is a letter. I feel more like Noel Edmonds on Swap Shop every day. I just need posh paws to sit on the desk now. Oh God, people start sending me dinosaurs now. It says, "Hi Andy, including is a photo of the photograph you liked from the Escape the Shed filming trip. Oh, you enjoy it and have a good Christmas, Dominic." And here's the photo. Come on, Eric, camera 2. That was, and this is a proper photo, I do believe. It's not a print on glossy paper. This is an actual old-fashioned printed photograph. Am I right, Dominic? Is it a genuine photograph rather than a print? I think it is. It feels like it is. Fledborough Viaduct and the Pylons, it says on the back of it. It's a really good picture, actually, this. Yeah, Dominic will tell you more about it than I possibly could. I'm not a film photography expert, really. So if you want to know more about it, ask Dominic. But yeah, it's a brilliant photograph. Thanks very much, Dominic, for that. We shall get that put in a frame, and we shall get that stuck up somewhere because it's a very good arty photograph. Right, I'll put everything back in the envelope now so I don't lose it. Yeah. So, what did everybody think of the clock as well today? While we're talking about BBC circa 1976, what did one think of the Christmas clock? If you weren't watching before 6 o'clock and you don't know what I mean by the Christmas clock, I mean this. It's gone a little Christmassy, but yeah, we thought we'd jazz things up a bit for the festive season with the clock. And also the music was different under the clock as well, if you noticed. I've got to say thanks to the people who supplied the music. Various people supplied the music there from the YouTube music library. Christopher says, did the telephone what? I'm trying to read tiny text on a phone that's about 10 miles away. Did the telephone diagrams I sent for your payphone come yet? No, Christopher, they didn't. Right. Jimmy says your clock was brilliant. It is quite cool, the clock, isn't it? I quite like the clock. No, Christopher. No diagrams have arrived of any kind. So if you sent diagrams, they're not here yet. But as I say, the post is taking a long time to get here at the minute. Even for stuff that's just coming from other parts of the UK, it's taking ages. Because the COVID situation in the UK at the moment is very bad indeed. There's more daily COVID cases now than at any previous point in the pandemic. I think the numbers today will probably, the official numbers will be well over 100,000. I think the unofficial numbers are probably well over, probably getting off 500,000, I would say, just for today alone. And then they'll be the same again tomorrow or more, because we've got this Omicron variant. It's doubling every couple of days or so. So there's a lot of people off work ill, so there's nobody to deliver the mail and stuff like that. So the post is taking a long time to get here, as our couriers and things like that are taking longer as well, because there's just so many people off work at the minute. Wesley says it was a good effort with the clock, Andy. Yeah, it's good, isn't it, Wesley? I like it. It's yeah, there you go. Christopher says I will be out on the train On the railway on Christmas Day? Excellent! Are you on a steam train or something, or is it a normal train? You're going to have your Christmas dinner on the train or something, Christopher? Because of course it's summer for you as well, isn't it? You get Christmas in the summer, not in the freezing cold winter like we do. So you can go out and do things at Christmas without absolutely freezing to death. Wesley says, I had my booster shot yesterday. My arm is aching. Yeah, it will, Wesley. I had mine... When did I have mine? Somewhere around 7th, 8th, 9th of December I had mine. So, sort of a week and a bit ago. And my arm ached for about 2 days. I also felt a bit fluey for 24, 48 hours or so afterwards, to the degree that I actually took a COVID test, which of course came back negative. But yeah, it does make you feel yucky for a while. But well done for having the booster. There are still a lot of people who are anti-vaxxers and say it's got nanobots in it that are going to take over the world, and I was going. They turned up on an app called Nextdoor, these people, this afternoon. You know, these people that say, "Don't have the vaccine, the government will control your mind with it." And they're on this app called Nextdoor. And I thought, I'll reply to this. And then I thought, when people are that stupid, where do you even begin to reply? So, I didn't. But I just can't believe how stupid people are being at the minute. I just can't. This is what nobody is saying about this pandemic. The reason it's lasted so long and it's got so bad is because people are stupid. There is a virus out there that kills people. You can catch it really, really easily. What do people do? They all crowd into the shopping centre because they've absolutely got to get Christmas presents. So even though they might die, they're still going to crowd into the shopping centre and buy their Christmas presents. They're still going to crowd into the pub and have their Christmas drinks. I cannot believe how stupid people are. And nobody else has said it. Boris Johnson answered up and gone, "You're all idiots for going shopping. Go home and stay there." He hasn't done that, but I think he should have. Because you're all idiots for going shopping. Go home and stay there. I haven't been in a shop. And won't be going in a shop anytime soon, I can tell you. And as for a pub, I've not been in a pub for 2 years now. So, and I know people are going to say, but the hospitality industry needs support. The hospitality industry has now had almost 2 years to think of something else to do. If you've got a business that's failing, you don't sit there on your bum for 2 years and let it fail. You think, right, my business looks like it's going to fail. I better go and think about doing something else. So all those people who work in pubs, why are you not delivering packages for Amazon or something like that, eh? Or why are you not going and joining the postal service that's undermanned, or joining the NHS that's understaffed, or something like that? Fat Hobbit says, I take it you haven't bought any Christmas presents, Andy. I bought them all online, Fat Hobbit. Done it all online. Yeah. I've done everything online. Until the pandemic hit, I bought a bit of eBay stuff online, you know, like you do, but I didn't buy me genuine day-to-day things online. But now I do all my weekly shopping online. It all comes online from generally from Asda, sometimes the others, but generally from Asda. And I've done Christmas presents and stuff online as well, because you can. So yeah, everything's been delivered. It's a proper Victorian Christmas if you think about it, because in the Victorian era, you know, all the shops and that, they all had their own boys on bicycles. Stuff were delivered to your house, weren't it? So we've just gone back to it. Really, we've gone back to all. Every shop should have a Granville. Get Granville. Get that bike out. Oh, then gave something away there. Right. Christopher says, I sent telephone diagrams for your PMG 403 and the payphone. The payphone? What? This heavy American thing? Why have you got telephone diagrams on for that? Do you mean this, Christopher? God. Every time I mention it, I have to pick it up, don't I? And picking it up's not easy. Right. How to get a hernia in time for Christmas? Hang on. Oh God, it's stuck on something. And if you're wondering why it's still down here, it's still down there because I can't bloody move it. Oh. Do you mean you sent? Do you mean you sent a telegram for this? Oh God, this. I'll put it down again. God, nobody nicked one of them. Yeah, do you mean you sent a diagram for that, Christopher? Christopher says, I saw a UK red phone box in Bendigo, Australia. You did, didn't you? Yes, that's come through on an email earlier today. Let's see if we can find that picture and show everybody that. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll be back in just a moment when I've had a look for Christopher's picture. Where is it? British phone booth. There it is. Right. British phone booth. That that Christopher sent in. Right. Let me just tweak this a bit. Right, I think that's it. Okay, right, you can have a look now. Yeah, right. This is Christopher in the phone box in, where was it? Bendigo? Did we say Bendigo? Oh, Bendigo. Oh. But this phone box doesn't look quite right to me. I don't know if anybody else. I'm not entirely sure about this phone box. For a start, it's got no glass in, has it? maybe that's why it doesn't look right. but it's got the crown. That, and yeah. I'm not sure. But it certainly doesn't seem to have a phone in it either, from what I can see from this. So is it phone free, Christopher? That box. It looks like it might be. It might not have a phone in it. But yeah, you need the glass, or rather the plastic, because those windows were replaced with plastic ones later on. You need a set of plastic windows for it. But yeah, I was wondering if it was a prop one off a movie set or something. If it was like a plastic phone box or a wooden phone box off a movie set, or something like that. But maybe you can tell us. Was it cast iron, Christopher? Generally, those are cast iron except for the door, and normally the door is hardwood, like mahogany or something. But generally it's cast iron except for the door. Those. Because he said he's firing the train on Christmas Day. Oh, he's filming. Well, they're not firing, he's filming. I thought I've made you fireman, Christopher, there for a minute. Yeah, it's filming on Christmas Day. A railway crossing with 1980s crossing bell. Christopher says it's a wood phone box, so it is a fake. It is a fake then, this phone box. Is it all wood though, Christopher? Is it just the door? Because the door can be wood, but the rest of it should be cast iron. So yeah, the door can be wooden, but the rest of it should be cast iron. If the rest of it is wood, then you can tell me how good I am at spotting phony phone boxes. There's a bit of a delay, so I have to wait for his reply for a minute. But yeah, that's Christopher's phone box. But it is quite a good replica, that. And it is in Bendigo. So he's going filming the trains on Christmas Day. So watch out on. I'm sure there'll be some video up on Christopher's railway channel if you want to go and check that out over the Christmas period. Chris says the door is wood. Ah, the door could be. So it may be a real one then, if just the door is wood. You have to go back and tap on the rest of it and see if the rest of it's metal. It should be cast iron except for the door. I think a very, very few of them had cast iron doors. Most had wooden doors, but the rest of the phone box should all be cast iron for that sort of box. But it's amazing where they get to. They pop up in America, and I've not seen one in Australia before, but they pop up in Europe, and they pop up all over the place. And it's incredible that people move them because they're incredibly heavy. The GPO did have a special trailer thing that they towed behind their vans and their trucks, which was capable of picking those phone boxes up. It was a specially designed trailer that kind of thing that sort of looped around them, and then it picked them up and tilted them over at 45 degrees and then carried them away. He says the box is made out of metal, so it does sound like it's a real one. It's just a real one that's not got windows. It's prototypical for how they were in service here, because when they had phones in them here, a lot of them didn't have windows here either. They should have had, but they didn't. So yeah, excellent. I like it. I have to put a phone in it, Christopher. That'll flummox them if they came one day and found a phone in it. Every time I see one of those phone boxes, there's one in Kelham Island Industrial Museum in Sheffield here, and it's been there for ages and ages and ages, just sort of sat there in a corner of their car park. I always think, one day I'm just going to sneakily put a phone in that and see if anybody notices. Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing. We like it. We like it. I've resisted the temptation to get a phone box in the garden so far, mainly because they're very expensive. Sort of, not much change out of about £2 to buy one in the UK now, and if you wanted it transporting, I would bet that's probably about another £1,000 on the top. So I bet you'd be talking £3,000 for a phone box now. Dominic says he thinks there's a K8 at Worcester Shrub Hill on the platform. There may be. K8 is the one with the big window in, isn't it? Is that a K8? The sort of slightly more modern one. There used to be a lot of them. Apparently they're very rare now, those K8s. Very rare. And he says also on his on Christopher's Railway channel, he says there's also a Christmas train video on there as well. So go and check that out when you are done here tonight. And talking of being done, I think we've about wrapped it up today. We've shown you the mother-in-law thing. It's very like a CB, this. It's very breaker, but it's not, of course. We're showing you the mother-in-law thing. We're showing you the 3 phones that have arrived, or 3 bits of phones that have arrived. I have now got to go and rummage through phone cases, because the very observant Arthur, who I know he's probably watching this, although he's not in the chat. Hello, Arthur. Arthur, the other week, you may remember, he sent this in. This, I've got to remember what it is, a 758. He sent this, and it was just the body of the phone basically that he sent, and I found a handset and a handset cord and put on it and that to restore it, but it needs the bezel, the square bezel that goes around the keys, and he's super observant and got a really good memory, because he sent me an email and said, I think you've got one of those bezels, Andy, because a couple of years ago when you got all those phone cases and you were unloading them out of the back of your van on Andy's Shed Live one day, he says, there was a case with one of these square push button bezels on it somewhere in amongst that batch. Now, another 300 cases have arrived since then. So they've all got a bit buried. But over the Christmas holidays, I will have a little look for it and try and find it. Then hopefully we might be able to complete this. And then that'll be another one restored and back in service. So that'll be really, really good if we can get that going. Remember, if you're doing any telephone restorations yourself, and you want any bits and pieces, you can get them from our website. The website is at andysemporium.coldpress.net. That is where the website is. I shall show you the website if you want to have a little look at it. Where are we? Right, just have to reset the thing every time I go to a different website so you can see it. But yeah, here is the website, and it says at the bottom, click to visit our shop. So you click there, and then there's the model railway department that sells the 3D printed kits. If I click on that, you'll see those. Narrow gauge, and then we do all this range of 3D printed kits. So if you want something to do over the Christmas holiday, there's a nice little narrow gauge railway project for you. But also in the shop, of course, we sell telephone stuff. Everything from blanking buttons to original cases to original dial bezels, including the one with the big numbers on. And the occasional complete telephone, there's a genie there. Finger wheels, receivers, more cases and bezels, and bits for trim phones as well. Here is the later trim phone dial plate, here is the earlier trim phone dial plate, and here is the later sort of pinky purpley tinted finger wheel that you get on trim phones as well. Plus we've got a transmitter element for 700 series phones, not trim phones though, that one. So we've got all sorts is there in the shop. So that's andysemporium.coldpress.net if you want to have a look at that little lot in there. Cool. Right, that I think is about as far as we go for today. Thanks to everybody for watching once again. Remember, there's still time to get your stuff for Christmas. If you want to go to the shop, Andy's Emporium, place an order, and I don't know if it would get to you for Christmas or not now. It probably would if you were to place it today or tomorrow. It probably would have a chance of getting to you before Christmas. But yeah, basically whatever day people order stuff, I package it up, and then it's in the lap of the couriers after that. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I've got a package going on the couriers tomorrow, and they've not notified me that it's going to take any longer than things normally do at the moment, so that they must be okay for staff at the minute. So yeah, andysemporium.coldpress.net for all your telephone spares if you're doing any project or anything like that over Christmas. If you just want to get in touch with us for anything else, then the easiest way is via the website andyshed.coldpress.net. We'll be doing a bit of work on the website over Christmas as well, maybe putting some new stuff on there, but there is a contact us form on there. That's the way to get in touch with us when we are not on air, of course. And if you've liked what you've seen here today and you want to support this show and keep us on air going forwards, then why not join us on Patreon at patreon.com/AndysShed for just the equivalent of about £1 a month. Although it'll probably tell you it in US dollars, it's an American website, but it is about £1 a month. You can support the show and get your name on the credits while ever you're a patron, and as well as anything else, you also get special patron access to an extra blog that I do when new stuff arrives and stuff, so you get to hear about it and see it first on Patreon. So that's patreon.com/AndysShed. Right, that about wraps it up for now. Oh, tell you about the forum. Remind you about the forum. Over Christmas, if you're feeling bored, you've had a bit too much Christmas turkey, you want something to do and we're not on air maybe, go here, gpotelephones.proboards.com. That is our forum, and you'll find loads of content on there over Christmas as well. Right, that really is about it. Wesley says, what subject is the ETS, Andy? Or would that spoil a surprise? There's going to be a couple of Escape the Sheds going out, hopefully, over the Christmas period. The one on Christmas Eve is about a bit of lost industry. That's the Christmas Eve one. Then one between Christmas and New Year. If you're into your old TV and like movie studios and old television and stuff like that, and if you're in the UK and you're a fan of UK sitcoms, between Christmas and New Year there's going to be at least one, maybe two episodes that I think you'll quite like. I don't know if they'll be live or not though, because I don't know if we'll be able to get a live signal back from the locations. But yeah, there's going to be something classic telly related between Christmas and New Year. So something I've been meaning to do for ages and just never got round to. So yeah, there'll be something there between Christmas and New Year. But yeah, on Christmas Eve we'll be on much as we were last year, live on Christmas Eve, around about 1:30 in the afternoon, I think. So that should be good fun. Right, as I say, that is about it for this week. We will see you, remember, not next Sunday, but this coming Friday, which is Christmas Eve. So we will see you on Christmas Eve. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out the pub. Stay out of everywhere that's got anybody else in it. And that, basically, stay at home. Stay where you are now. Sit down in front of the internet and enjoy YouTube. And enjoy the Christmas telly. Enjoy Channel 5, which has got all the good programmes on over Christmas, which were basically the programmes that were on all the other stations in 1970 something. I will see you on Christmas Eve afternoon. But from me for now, have a fantastic one. Wesley says that sounds interesting. I like my old TV, much better than what's on nowadays. Yep, very much so, except for this. Right, we will see you on Friday. Christopher sent a question email to me. You did, Christopher. I'll email you back about that. And we'll see you all, hopefully, on Friday afternoon. Remember, click that bell thing so you know when we're going live. From all of us here for now, have a fantastic week ahead, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra! Oh, and if you like the clock, it'll be back on in a minute.